Welcome back to the Barber's Eye channel, you guys. So today we're going to be talking about experiences that I went through. We're going to get a little bit of people's experience while in the chair. I'm going to go through some of the experiences I've been through one-on-one with people, and basically where I've been when I was working on my own and how I built to where I'm at now, and basically give you guys some tips and information about how could you build your own clientele, how could you build your own way of working. So in 2013, I was in the garage, in my mom's garage. She was on 73rd Street in South Sacramento, and I basically turned her garage into a small little barbershop. And when I was in there, I basically just focused. I focused on my hair cutting. I focused on people coming in. To you guys that are new to the industry, new barbers that are getting into the industry, my advice for you guys is, you know, keep your thoughts silent, right? Like, share your ambitions and your dreams to like people that, you know, are close to you, your partners, you know, someone that you can trust. So when I was in the garage, I didn't explain this to no one, and I didn't have to, you know, really tell people what I was doing. But in my mind, I knew what I wanted, and what I wanted at the time, I wanted to use that time in the garage to like practice and be great and be good and focus on little stuff. You know, how to use the hot towel, you know, how to do a facial, how to use the massage on people's faces and their shoulders and their necks. So if those services, if people wanted those services even to today, I know how to do them because I did them over and over, and I practiced, and I even asked people's response, like what they thought about this, and I kept my thought process to myself, but I knew what I wanted. And when I'm telling you guys, when you guys start this journey, like I said, it's cool to tell everybody about what you want, but at the same time, keep it a silent thing, because just do it. You know, I'm a firm believer into, like, if you're gonna talk about it, do it, and if you're gonna really like do it, do it. Don't talk about it and not do it, because then people are gonna look at you like you're not about your word. You know what I mean? And for me, as a man, you know, as somebody, like, my word is like the most important thing I have, because if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. You know, or if I want to accomplish something, I want to accomplish it. You know, so that's just my little advice for you guys. Like I said, you know, just keep your goals to yourself. Now I'm in a position where I can share my goals to you guys, because in my mind I knew where I wanted to be in 2013, and I accomplished those things, and now I'm going to another level, but it's a different type of work. You know what I mean? For you guys, when you're starting out, just do it, practice, put in the work, put in the effort, and then things will just get easier and better for you. And if you make mistakes along the way, you learn how to fix them. You know, you learn how to do them. The most important thing about cutting hair too, people always ask me, have I ever messed someone's hair up, right? It's a common question. It's a question that you get all the time. But I mean, thankfully I haven't. But what I've got taught in the barbershop from Diego was, if you make a mistake, you got to know how to fix it. Because if you don't know how to fix your mistake, that's when you're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? So one of the things I really worked on while I was in the garage is, if I made a mistake, how do you fix a haircut? How do you fix that mistake? So that's something to think about for you guys. Like I said, you don't want to be all quiet, or you don't, you know, selfishly quiet, where you don't want to, you know, do you, and don't want to say anything about your dreams and what you got ambitions for. But you do want to just do it, is basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. Just do it. Work on it, work hard, and just focus. You know what I mean? So when I was in the garage and I was cutting hair, and what I did was, when I was in the garage, I spent years in there, right? A couple of years cutting. It was my mom's garage. I flipped the whole garage inside out, and I created a small little barbershop studio in her garage. And I took that time in her garage to just cut. And while I was in this garage, though, I worked on a lot of personal things, personal growth, things to focus on, like customer service, talking to people, my time, the way I view time. And I got the hot towel. I did the hot towel. I did the face massager. All these things that I was doing is to practice over and over and over. And I just kept doing it over and over in consistency. And I knew one day I was going to carry all those skills into a shop. So if you guys are in a place where you're building your craft, building your skill, just give yourself that space and that time to kind of create over and over on consistency, and eventually you're going to get so good at it that it's going to be a second hand for you. One of the cool things about being in the barbershop, so if you're a barbershop, want to be a barbershop owner, you know, you could create whatever environment you want. You know, we do by appointments here, so everybody comes in, you know, on their appointment time. So it's not like a walk-in shop. You don't see a lot of people hanging out. So our appointment-based shop, and the way we roll is, it's a little bit more low-key. It's a little bit more personable, a little bit more chill. But if you ever create your own shop, you can create whatever atmosphere you want. I remember when I was working in Fairfield, that's an hour and away from here. Before I got into a shop down in Sac, I knew in my mind that I want to be an appointment-based shop. I didn't want to be into a walk-in shop, because that's where I came from, a walk-in shop. And it's cool because, like I said, you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of music, but I wanted something low-key because I worked in a walk-in shop for two and a half years in Fairfield, so that was a lot, you know. And I'll go in with another video and talk about, you know, what that experience was like. But yeah, if you want to create your own environment, you can. If you have a studio by yourself, you can create whatever environment you want. So there's so many options when you get into the barber industry and how you want to create your atmosphere. So that's one of the best things about the barber industry. So those you guys that are into the barber industry, that are new, and you're trying to figure out how to get better, right? Now, I always say, like, you got to have the vision in your mind first. Like, you got to know, like, what you want, right? And I knew, this is back in 2013. Like, I knew, well, I'll go back even far as when I was in the barbershop cutting hair, learning from Diego. I used to have my black backpack full of clippers, and 8, 9 o'clock we're leaving the shop, and I didn't cut any hair. I was just watching. But I always carried a clipper bag with me, and every time I would walk out his shop, he would lock the door, and he would shut the door. And in my mind, I always thought about, I can't wait till one day I'm cutting my own people, and I'm leaving the shop, and I have keys in my hand, and I'm shutting the door. And I had that vision in my head ever since I got started. And I thought about that over and over, like, for years. And then when 2013, when I was in the garage working, now, I'm not saying don't tell anybody, like, keep all your secrets to yourself. What I'm saying, I mean, I think it's good to tell people about what you want and express to people what you want for your goals. But when I was in the garage, I didn't explain to nobody. I didn't tell no one, but I knew what I was doing. Like, in my mind, I knew what I was going for. I knew what my goal was. My goal was to just cut over and over, practice things that I could possibly do in the shop, like do a quick facial on someone, learn how to use the massage gun on people, do a hot towel, and do all that within 30-35 minutes, and seeing where is a good place for me to put that into the shop. So if people want extra services now, a hot towel, the massage gun, a facial, a quick facial, I have all those tools here. But if people want that, I could offer that in my services. I'm not going to be shook up because I'm doing it for the first time. It's not going to take me 2 hours, an hour. It'll take me literally 30 minutes, and I can get that all done. I actually probably do that on a video on how I get that all done within 30 minutes. And you know, but I practice over and over, and like I said, I wasn't telling no one this. Of course, I'm not telling people that what I'm doing, because you don't want to tell people I'm practicing on you, because they're like, what? That it just doesn't sound good to people. But I also understood in my mind I needed to just do it, because if I was going to be good at something, I just needed to keep practicing. And by law, you're going to get better, you know, when you're focused on it. So I just had a vision. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to accomplish, and I just did it, you know, over and over again. And so if you're a new barber in the industry and you're cutting in your garage and you want to get good, you know, of course, find a mentor, because I had a mentor, but have an idea in your mind of where you want to be, you know, what you want to do. Because if you're running around not knowing what you want, who you are, where you want to be, you're basically just floating in the wind, which is all right. But if you want goals to accomplish, you have to have that in your mind. So Nick's in the chair, and me and Nick have our workout sessions together when we can, and we worked out together at the he did a show. And this goes back to, like, I made a video on my YouTube months prior, or even last year, about working out, right? How important it is to keep your body in a healthy state, because you know, I mentioned this before. I think one thing for me is my posture. I'm always trying to work on, because I have a habit of slouching forward a little bit because I'm cutting, you know. But that's something I'm personally working on now. But as far as your body being healthier, it's going to help you, because when you're in this field for so long, like I said, you're using your back, your legs, and if you have a healthier body, you're going to last longer. I'll tell you a story real quick. There was this lady I used to work with. I won't say her name, but another barber was cutting her, she was cutting somebody's hair, and another barber was cutting someone else's hair that was a doctor. And then the other barber came up to me and told me, he goes, hey, that doctor said that the other barber, the female barber, and she was, you know, she was overweight. She had a lot of weight on her. He said, the doctor told the other barber that I know, she got to about 6 months, maybe 3 months at the most, 3 months, maybe 6 months at the most, before her body starts breaking down. No joke, a couple months later, her ankles start to go out because she has so much weight on her. So she had to go get surgery. She couldn't stand for longer periods of time after that. She had a cast on her foot, something like it just went bad for her within that doctor said how long it's going to be. And so you just want to take care of your body, you know what I mean? If you're not into the bodybuilding stuff, that's all good. You don't have to be. It's just more about taking care of your body, eating good, decent, and really just having that longevity in this field. So, you know, like I said, I'll never skip over talking about working out, because it's something that's so important, man. Not just for your health, for your state of mind, for your longevity, and just for your body, you know what I mean? And I don't know about some of you guys out there, but you know, I have kids myself, so I want to be able to grow as I get older, healthier. That way I could be with them and play with them. You know, I don't want to be that barber, that dad that comes home and I'm so tired because I can't do anything that I just want to sit down and go to sleep. You know what I mean? And I can tell you this, I can honestly tell you this, because of the way I work out, I have energy when I go home and I'm ready to roll. You know what I mean? So it means a lot. All right, you guys, that's the end of the video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you guys want to know anything else, hit me on the comments. You can hit me on my Gmail, raylove50@gmail.com. My Instagram is IofYourBarber on Instagram. And yeah, man, we'll keep pushing the videos. We'll see you on the next one.